Hello and welcome everybody to Game 3 of CatZ versus NightEnD from the EG Masters Cup. This is going to be Game 3 of a best of 3. It is currently 1-1 right now. NightEnD winning Game 1 with a very big 8-gate push, able to deny a very early gold expansion there from CatZ. In Game 2 though, NightEnD went for a very fast cannon rush while he Forge Fast expanded to his natural expansion, denying CatZ his natural expansion. So CatZ just built a hatchery in the main base of NightEnD and was able to just produce a lot of roaches in the main of NightEnD, bypassing his wall off of cannons, gateways, and a cybernetics core, and CatZ was able to take Game 2. So now going into Game 3, we are going to be able to see who is going to take this entire best of 3. Game 3 is going to be here on Shattered Temple, and spawning here in the 3 o'clock position as the blue Protoss, we have Fnatic MSI's NightEnD. Spawning here in the 1 o'clock position as the yellow Zerg. For team complexity, we have CatZ, playing under the alias of Standard. Now, looks like CatZ so far is just going to be going for a lot of drones right now. Looks like he's going to be possibly going for a 15 hatch. He did manage to scout his opponent right away. This is always a big win for a Zerg player when you can just send your Overlord in and immediately scout your opponent's position. He's going to be able to move down here. And we do have another Forge Fast expand coming down here for NightEnD. And once CatZ gets down here, he's going to see that. And I think he's definitely going to start to throw down an expansion here. And NightEnD looks like he's going to be trying to deny that expansion from going down for as long as he possibly can. CatZ, of course, is going to feel very safe once he can get this hatchery down, just because, whoa, we do have a pylon there going down for NightEnD. Very annoying here. As a Zerg player, trust me, I know this is the most annoying thing in the world. For you Protoss players, do this. It's the most terribly annoying thing ever to a Zerg player. It just messes up your build so much, and I just absolutely hate it when it happens. But yeah, Zerg players, we just absolutely hate that. It's the most annoying thing in the world. So that you know what that means, of course. That means you should do it, by the way. Anytime something is really annoying, it just generally means that it's really strong. And so you should definitely do it. In any game of StarCraft, you pretty much at all points in time, you want to try to be thinking, how can I play so that my opponent thinks my race is completely overpowered? How can I play so that no matter what I do, my opponent is just going to be straight up just countered every left and right way, and they're just going to go, you know what, screw this, Zerg is just way too overpowered, I hate playing against Zerg players, or whatever race you do play. Now, we do have another hatchery going down in the main expansion of NightEnD, but NightEnD did manage to catch this hatchery going down this time, so he is going to attack it with some probes here. The probes are moving in, a pylon's going down right now. He's going to be able to throw down some cannons there, but a lot of damage is actually being done to this hatchery, and I think it's actually losing more health. Yeah, it's slowly losing more health than it actually is building with. So this hatchery is slowly going to go down here. And will CatZ actually let it finish? I'll actually be very surprised if he lets it finish. In the meantime, he's got layer tech, very super fast layer tech now coming down for CatZ here. And I really don't know about this decision to keep this hatchery going right now. I think he might just be trying to deny mining time at this point in time, because right now he's denying 6 probes from doing any kind of mining. He's poking in the front with a Zergling right now, where there is that Nexus that is down. A couple photon cannons are down as well. And will CatZ let this hatchery finish? And no, CatZ actually canceling at the very last second there. Beautiful move there by CatZ. And now hatchery is going down at the natural expansion there for CatZ as well. This fast layer tech is really fast. And I'm actually very curious to know what exactly it is that CatZ is going to be doing with that. Right now, the food count is dead even, but let's check out that harvester count. Looks like the harvester count is pretty close to being dead even as well. NightEnD just slightly ahead, 2 harvesters to 20 of CatZ. And we now have some Zerglings here in the natural expansion denying any mining from going on. And here we do now have another hatchery here going down from CatZ. CatZ really wants to push this hatchery on his opponent. And there we go. Now we have layer tech. Notice there are no queens currently out on the field for CatZ. This is exactly the kind of play that I was talking about before. This is absolutely crazy, insane play here from CatZ. CatZ playing with no queens whatsoever, and now he's going to be getting up that natural expansion, getting up another hatchery in his main, and now he's dropping down a Spire to get up that Spire tech, which of course NightEnD is scouting. NightEnD is now aware that that Spire tech is coming. He's going to continue to drone up and try to play a little bit more standard, but he does not yet know that this expansion has gone down in his own base. Yeah, as we can see, there we go. Oh no, he's moving up there to put a pylon there. That was not actually a pylon. That was going to go down to try to prevent this hatchery from going down, but that was actually a pylon that he had already placed just because he wanted to place one there for vision around the corner of his map, and now he is aware of this hatchery going down in his expansion. We do now see that that hatchery is going to get close to completing here, and will coLCatZ be canceling this again? There's one zealot here that's now moving up. Looks like he's going to try to take that out. Another zealot coming up on the way, and there we go. Now we do have the cancel there from coLCatZ, and it looks like that drone finally goes down there. Now, what is coLCatZ going to do to follow this up? At this point in time, NightEnD knows what his opponent's going for. He threw a pylon down behind his mineral line. He's probably going to throw up a cannon or two behind his mineral line just because he knows that that Spire tech is coming. He knows that there's going to be mutas on the way, but this is going to be a very, very weak muta push. I mean, whoa, holy cow, ladies and gentlemen, that Spire got canceled, and now there's a big tech switch to infestors after NightEnD scouted the Spire. coLCatZ having a little bit of indecision there. With coLCatZ, it's so hard to tell. I can't tell whether it was indecision and he went, oh, damn it, I really wanted those Mutalisks to be a secret, and I didn't want it, I wanted my opponent to be way off guard by those Mutalisks, or did he throw it down and say, you know what, if my opponent does scout this, I'm just going to cancel it and switch to Infestor Tech, because that's exactly what coLCatZ is going to be doing at this point in time. He does have a couple Zerglings outside the main right now, as we can see. NightEnD, since, as you can see from this Forge Fast Expand, this really gets you units very, very slowly. Let's check out the unit counting station right now. On the unit counting station, where you can see that there are only 2 sentries and 2 zealots up at the moment, so there's really not a whole lot out on the map for NightEnD. He has no ability right now whatsoever to push at his opponent, but we do have more gateways now going down here for NightEnD. Looks like he's going to be going for another big gateway count here. Currently, whoa, looks like, is that another one? No, that's currently, I think, what is that, 5 gateways currently up for NightEnD, and now we do have another secret expansion going down here for coLCatZ. coLCatZ, I don't know if this is going to work, man. I don't know what to tell you, man. This is a really crazy build you're going for. He now has a queen at each expansion, but those were such late queens, and now he's just producing a whole lot of infestors. Infestors now coming down for coLCatZ right now. Let's check out the harvester count right now. coLCatZ actually way behind in harvesters, 36 to 46. I don't know if this is just what coLCatZ has been planning on. This is just such a weird and funky build right now. NightEnD definitely leaving these Stalkers up here because he's expecting those Mutalisks to be coming into his base here very soon as we check out the vision of NightEnD. As you can see, yeah, he's still expecting that Spire to come down. He hasn't actually scouted that Spire was actually canceled. More gas now going down here for coLCatZ, as coLCatZ needs to really drone up here. He's getting way behind in Econ. He's been way behind. His opponent's been on 2 base for a lot longer than he has, but the Infestor count here is getting very, very high here for coLCatZ, so gonna be interested to see what exactly he does with those. Currently 4 infestors are on the field, but on the production tab, no more burrow tech is currently on the way there. Don't know exactly what he's going to plan on doing with that, but those are very, very cost-effective units, so I can see them actually doing some damage there, potential damage. Now, it looks like coLCatZ did move in with a Changeling, was able to scout his opponent, see a little bit, see the drone count at the main, not much else other than that. I think he did manage to see some of those warp gates. He at least saw that warp gate, so he knows he at least has an inkling that his opponent is going to be going for warp gate tech in this game. In the meantime, NightEnD continuing to throw down another expansion, getting up more army units for himself, focusing pretty heavily on sentries right now. Looks like he's mostly sentry stalker right now. Looks like he's still really expecting Mutalisks. At this point in time, if you're going up against Mutalisks, you definitely want a high stalker count. But why do you need sentries? Guardian Shield. Guardian Shield, very, very good against Mutalisks because Mutalisks have a Glaive Worm, which basically, after you hit one unit, it bounces between 3 other units and does successively less damage to each unit as it moves, as it does damage. Each of those glaive bounces are reduced in damage by this Guardian Shield, so it actually ends up reducing the damage by quite a lot. So Guardian Shield's very, very good against Mutalisks. Now, if NightEnD actually moves into his opponent's base right now, he's actually going to see that it's a very, very high Zergling Infestor count right now out for coLCatZ, and now we do have one Zealot moving in right now, and he's going to be so surprised to see that the Infestor count is this high. That means no Mutalisks are on the way, and as you can see, NightEnD is just pulling back right now because he does not have the kind of composition that he needs to be able to deal with this right now. At this point in time, all of these units could just go down in just a couple of fungal growths there, and these units would not be doing so well. He's now warping in High Templar right now, no Psionic Storm currently up yet, but we do have Immortals now coming out on the way here for NightEnD. I'm not really sure about this decision here from NightEnD. Immortals are really not that good against Zerglings. They really just fire way too slowly. Their rate of fire is just super slow. They don't shoot fast enough to be able to take Zerglings out. Zerglings attack very quickly, and Immortals, their high damage output is pretty much just wasted on Immortals. Now, the gateway unit count here is starting to get pretty high here for NightEnD. He's finally confident in what his opponent's doing. He's getting up a lot of these High Templar. These are not here for the Psystorms. They are here. There we go. Now all the feedback's going down on those Infestors. Lots of Infestors going down here. KatZ trying to get as many Infested Terrans up as he can, having a little bit of indecision as to what exactly he wants to do here, but he is going to be repeatedly fungal growthing this nice little death ball here by NightEnD, and I think he's actually going to lose a lot of those units. Oh no, and KatZ loses a lot of Infestors. That was a major loss there for KatZ, as we can see in the units lost tab. Checking out that units lost tab, look at all of those resources. That is mostly gas that was tied up in those Infestors. Keep in mind, this also contributes to some of those hatcheries that were canceled. Those are also, I believe, counted on the units lost tab. And now, NightEnD is on 3 base, gonna start to take this gold expansion here, and a 3 base Protoss is already really scary to deal with as a Zerg player, but as we can see, KatZ is gonna be taking a 4th expansion as well as a gold expansion of his own, but like I said, no matter how many bases you have as a Zerg player, a 3 base mining Protoss is really strong and very difficult to deal with. Now, we do have a fairly high gateway count here. I'm actually expecting more here from NightEnD very shortly. Yeah, there we go. We currently have 9 gateways currently up for NightEnD. Going to be going for that heavy gateway count. Now, I like this pylon positioning here. This is kind of an interesting pylon positioning here from NightEnD. It's going to deny a lot of movement here. It kind of forces all the units into this little strainer, basically. It just strains all the Zerglings through these narrow passageways that can be force fielded very easily and trapped. Makes it very hard to do some big counterattacks and things like that. Now, looks like NightEnd's starting to get very scary right now. This army is starting to get really scary. Couple of Archons in the mix, very heavy Zealot count. These Zealots are going to do very well against these Zerglings. These Zealots are currently 1-1 in upgrades. That is in their damage and shields. And for KatZ right now, KatZ is currently only sitting on 0-1 upgrades, has +1 Carapace, starting to get a lot of Roach count up right now. And holy cow, that is a ton of Banelings now coming out for KatZ. We do have Neural Parasite going down as well, Centrifugal Hooks. That is the Baneling speed currently being researched, as well as +2 ground carapace and +1 melee attacks for those Zerg ground units. And it looks like NightEnD just very happy right now to sit back, macro up as many forces as he can. This is a very smart move here by NightEnD, just because, well, Protoss armies, once they get up past about 170 food, are just absolutely ridiculously strong there. Very hard to deal with. So KatZ is going to have to get up a lot of bases very fast. As we can see, KatZ is way behind in the food count right now, 160 to 184. At this point in time, most Zergs would have been far maxed by now, but KatZ has just been playing so strangely, and he's gone for such a huge variety in tech that he's really not been able to get up a lot of very strong, simpler, smaller types of units right now. Since he's going for Lings, Roaches, he had Spire up for a while, Infestor tech, Baneling tech, then none of these units are going to be particularly strong. He's just going to have a huge variety of them. So this is actually going to be very interesting here from KatZ to see whether he can actually do much with this army. This is a very strange army to have, just because he has so many Banelings right now. These Banelings, I mean, think about it. These Banelings are essentially going to die, take out a portion of this army, and depending on KatZ's control, he could actually take out a lot of it. But once these Banelings are gone, all KatZ is going to be left with here is a few Zerglings and a few Roaches with some Infestors here. So this is going to be very interesting to see from KatZ, to see how he deals with these. He's going for some interesting Baneling positioning. He's hiding them in the grass there, so that once that army from NightEnD comes in here, then KatZ will just be able to move in from the front and back with Banelings, get a full surround on it, and it looks like this Observer is now going to be pushed away. In the meantime, NightEnD just now getting maxed, deciding it's time to push out, and as we can see, KatZ is now maxed as well, so we're about to have a big engagement here going down. Currently loading up, maybe going to be loading up some Infestors here. These, oh no, big Psystorm going down there, getting a lot of damage on all those Zerglings. These Zerglings are actually coming and picking off a few High Templar. A few High Templar going down. That was well worth it there for KatZ. Nice little pick off there by KatZ, but the Queen looks like is going to go down, and this gold expansion is under a lot of trouble right now. Lots of Banelings currently loaded up into these Overlords. Neural Parasites going down on these Archons, but beautiful feedbacks going down from NightEnD, as he's just instantly feedbacking any of the infestors that go for that mind control, but all the banelings are now being dropped, and all the forces of NightEnD are actually dropping quite quickly here to the forces of KatZ right now. There's still a couple of immortals here that are actually dealing quite a lot of damage to the roach count here. The rest of the forces do get picked off, but I think these two immortals are going to be in a very, very good spot to be able to clean this up. KatZ desperately trying to get as many forces back up as he can, currently sitting at 120 food to the 140 of NightEnD. NightEnD is just sitting on so many bases right now. This is exactly what I was talking about before. I'm actually looking for Dark Templar right now, and holy cow, ladies and gentlemen, did I miss something big, or did I miss something big? We are going to go back a second and find out exactly what just happened in there, because that was huge. I completely missed that. Definitely too involved in all that action. We did have a Warp Prism coming in the back. In the meantime, during this whole engagement over here, we had a Warp Prism coming in from the back. Tons of Zealots that are going to eventually be warped into this position right now. Wow, that was actually quite a while ago. Sorry about that. I can't believe I missed that. That was right before this big engagement here from NightEnD. NightEnD now moving in all the forces of NightEnD. Yeah, a few roaches were sent up here to try to deal with this, but NightEnD continuing to warp in from the back expansion. This was how NightEnD lost all those High Templar. I was wondering how he lost so many High Templar like that. Had that bad of a miscontrol there, but we can see that that is exactly how. And so now, so much damage being done in the main expansion here of KatZ right now while this fight was going on here. KatZ was definitely having to worry about microing all these banelings and overlords and taking out all these forces here. And in the meantime, this Zealot force was just absolutely destroying. Holy cow, that's a lot of Zealots now being warped in. We do have Dark Templar tech up here for NightEnD. Gateway count right now is absolutely ridiculous as the forces of NightEnD are just taking out all the tech. Looks like the lair is going to fall, and KatZ is not going to be in the best position right now to be able to reinforce. Man, we got to the end of that fight, and I was just like, KatZ should be rebuilding, but he's not rebuilding units. What's going on right now? Why is his food count staying low? And then I saw the mini-map, and I just saw this giant blue blob and not much yellow in there. But as we can see, NightEnD is definitely in a commanding lead right now at 167 food. Any Protoss over 3 base can just remax so fast with warp gates. That's exactly what NightEnD is doing right now. And he's just taking out so much tech here from KatZ. KatZ now being forced to throw down a Roach Warren, rebuilding his spawning pool. This is going to be absolutely devastating. We have Dark Templar tech, as I said, up here for NightEnD, but I don't even think NightEnd's going to need it at this point in time. NightEnD just right now needs to be warping in tons of units and just continue to apply pressure all over the map, and that's exactly what we're doing here. KatZ really just does not have that many forces right now to be able to deal with this. We do see all the Zealots now moving in here, dealing some damage in the meantime. More Zealots, Archons, and Immortals moving in. NightEnD, such good macro right now, already remaxed at almost 200 food. Zealots forcing this whole army of KatZ to be split up. Zealots attacking over here, while Immortals, High Templar, and Archons attacking this base over here. Such good control here, such smart play here from NightEnD. Zergling's going for a big counterattack, but NightEnD just able to warp in so many Zealots at once because he's just got so many gateways right now and such high income right now. As we can see, he's floating so many minerals and gas because he's just been maxed for so long. He can just get up. At this point in time, he can just start throwing down tons and tons of gateways. Holy cow, look at that gateway count. That is unbelievable. Looks like I think I've got them all. Holy crap, that is 18 gateways that he can just continue to warp in. As soon as he loses food, he has 4k minerals and 1,000 gas to be able to just deny, to just be able to warp in, instantly warp in off of all of those 18 warp gates. And NightEnD just in such a good spot right now. 50 food for KatZ. KatZ trying to do what he can with a little bit of harassment here to try to take out as much as he can, but there's just no taking out NightEnD at this point in time. NightEnD was just able to get up those bases and was able to just get into full swing macro mode. Absolutely fantastic macro style play there from NightEnD. Hope you guys enjoyed watching these games. If you did, do all the good commenting and all the good subscribing. Follow me on Twitter. There you can see all the uploads that I finish. And I also tweet about things that I am doing involving the StarCraft world. Sometimes when I'm watching live streams, I'll report scores and things like that. Every now and then, not too heavily, just a little bit when I'm feeling particularly excited about matches. I am going to be attending the Barcraft here in Los Angeles this coming weekend. Definitely go check that out. It is going to be in Koreatown. Maybe I'll post a link down below to the event. Definitely come check that out. I'm going to be there if you want to come see me there and watch some StarCraft for MLG Orlando this weekend. Come check it out if you're in the LA area. Would absolutely love to see some more people there. So again, thank you guys so much for watching. Big heart to you guys. Glitch out.